because those are part of the innovation. We cannot just say that okay, we stop working, and when we stop working, probably we should stop breathing because we need a life.
Oh,
So we
that's
need to
true.
adjust. We really need to adjust. So well, thank God we already adjusted in a way.
Good day, and welcome to the Leader's Edge. Today it's season 15, episode 8. And we are with Marvin Dinlasan, the past president of PAC, that's Philippine Advocates for Consultants and Trainers. Now, I know that all of you out there don't really like to hear the host talk too long. Before you click away, let me allow Malvin to introduce himself some more.
Yeah, I'm Malvin. I'm a speaker and I'm also a trainer. I'm a certified team quotient facilitator, and my topic is about building high performance teams. But most of the time, I also speak motivational speeches. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
And so, what was it like to be a president of an organization
Mhm.
like PAC during the pandemic?
Actually, it's really scary. It's really
I
scary. I
don't
have to be
blame you.
honest because um, you cannot do much unlike you do face-to-face events
Yeah.
because we're used to you can exchange energy with the person in front of you on the side of you, but
Mm.
in virtual it's more technical. It's like you're reaching out to a screen and you don't know what people are talking behind you or what they're doing at the back of their camera, so it's really challenging. But
Mm.
the point is it's also a bit fun because we were taught how to innovate. We
Oh
use
yeah.
some apps, we use some other things like technology to really reach out to our audience. So
Mm.
it's scary and it's fun. But I guess it's the purpose that we believe in. That's why we still have this kind of organization. I'm happy to be part of that transition leadership that we had to, because when we start PACT, Philippine Advocates for Consultants and Trainers, it's face to face 2018, 19, and then 20, boom, 2021, boom, it's still there. So
Wow.
2022 is just going back, but you know what? Some people are not yet comfortable going back to a setting up like this in a hotel or in a room. So I guess 2023 is really better. So
Wow. So one of my key questions is, as hard as it is to organize meetings online,
mhm.
because you're dealing with schedules, you're dealing with people who may not have very good bandwidths,
Mhm.
and they
Of
keep
course,
dropping
we're in
out
the
of the room.
Philippines.
All the technical difficulties, and
Yeah.
of course a lot of people who don't understand lighting and sound.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you have somebody who's in the dark and
Mhm.
they don't realize they're in the dark. How do you deal with collections, like for Jews, because an organization can't run without funds?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was that challenging as well?
Of course, of course. So it's the way we see it actually. We can also use technology. In fact, we use some apps and the available technologies. I don't want to mention them
Yeah,
because
well,
they're not
yeah,
our
yeah,
sponsor. But you can
true
use that
enough.
payment apps. I mean,
Yeah.
so just to transfer funds and something.
Mm-mm.
So the idea, I guess, that really helped us during the pandemic when we talk about finances. It's really easier to collect, but I mean, it's really challenging to ask people for money. I mean, in terms of
Yes.
learning, I mean, it will be in the bottom of their list because
Mm-mm.
we know that
Yeah.
the groceries is already
Yeah.
the priority,
Mm-mm.
and next is would be anything that will pay your monthly bills. So
Mm-mm.
the electricity, the providers for internet, and so on and so forth.
Mm-mm.
So even if we don't drive cars back then because we don't we cannot go out, so still you have priorities for expenses, and learning and development is really not part of that list. So that's the challenge. It's easier to collect, I guess so, but to encourage people to spend or probably invest in
Mm-mm.
learning is really a bit challenging. But yeah, we're thankful for those people who really invested in their lives because of pandemic. So yeah.
Did you find yourself having to sort of level up or almost become like an actor? Because I know some pastors who during the pandemic years who are used to speaking to thousands of people now
Yeah.
have to talk to a camera in
Yes.
a closet
Yeah.
sometimes, and they have to pretend that there's thousands of people and be animated. Did you find yourself sometimes initially forcing it, and then
Yeah.
later on it became, you know,
Well, there's always room for new things.
yeah,
So no one has done that before.
yeah.
Never 100 years, 1,000 years before we had previous pandemics. But today, I think I've learned a lot using the
Mm.
technology, how to use expressions by face, and how to use some activities online using your keyboards, type in, type out,
Mm-mm.
and some cheerings or something or anything that you can do online because those are part of the innovation. We cannot just say that okay, we stop working, and
Mm.
when we stop working, probably we should stop breathing
Yeah.
because we need a life.
Oh,
So we
that's
need to
true.
adjust. We really need to adjust. So
Mm.
well, thank God we already adjusted in a way.
Now, let me ask you this question because I know there are a lot of people out there who are getting inspired by you.
No, thank you.
And maybe they're young, maybe they want to become facilitators,
Yeah.
motivational speakers, and trainers. What advice would you give somebody who may be considering a career
Mhm.
in this? And hey, a chance to recruit them for PAC.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, please.
Well, I think if speaking is you find speaking fun
Mm.
and interesting, and you find the excitement because every time I walk on the stage or whenever talking to a person, if you really feel that excitement, I guess this job is for you.
Mm.
And probably you might see this as a little bit sacrificial,
Yeah.
little bit tiring, but at the end of the day, if you find it fulfilling and exciting for the next session, I guess this is for you. Yes, this is
Mm.
for you. Not everyone who want or who knows how to speak probably can be a public speaker or an effective motivational speaker.
Mm.
It really comes from within. So if you find that really the joy of speaking 3 hours, 4 hours, nonstop, well, probably this job is for you. You know what? Little bit of background. When I was in grade school, I'm always in the number one list. I'm top of the class
Wow.
because I'm noisy.
Yeah.
Number one in the noisy list. I'm top of the class.
Mm.
So I make fun of it and probably I make money because I'm talkative. So my classmates can really attest to that and they can really confess, yeah, Malvin is perfect for that job.
Mm. Let me guess. When
Yeah.
your teacher needed everyone's attention, the teacher would call on you
Yes.
and
Malvin, please call your classmates. Okay, blah blah blah. And they will all listen to me. They know I'm talkative.
did you do mimes? Did you sing? Did you speak? Did you orate? How did you get your classmates' attention back in the day?
Well, just being myself actually. So I mean, if you look at my face, you can be happy. And probably most of my friends will tell them my smile and my joy is contagious. So I think it's a skill and it's a gift actually. It's a gift, but it can be learned, of course.
As a sidebar, was there a major influence in your life, like maybe a little bit about myself? My parents,
Mhm.
when we had visitors when I was a small
Yeah,
child,
yeah,
never told me to keep quiet. We have visitors. They'd always make me stop and
yeah,
make me sing, or my
yeah,
sister dance for the
yeah.
visitors. Were your parents encouraging as well when you were still small?
No,
Did they?
actually, I have to be honest. I mean, I did not grow up with that kind of environment.
Oh,
We're not actually encouraged to really
mm,
express, but we can actually.
okay.
So we can choose something for ourselves.
Mm,
We can decide on ourselves, especially the courses that we took. But the reality is, when I was exposed in a job,
mm.
I was mentored by people. So to name the three of them, first is Boris Joaquin. Boris Joaquin is my
Boris,
mentor.
yes.
He used to mentor me sales, and of course he exposed me to this kind of environment. Until now I'm still doing it, and I hope I'm doing him justice for mentoring it. Second is Raymond Sanchez. I know you,
Mm,
Raymond.
yes.
He's an elder of GCF. So Raymond Sanchez exposed me to the world class of speaking and to really inherit that kind of character when you speak, when you consult, when you mentor people. And lastly will be my pastor. My pastor is an Indian. So some Pastor Samuel Sade. He's
Yes.
really a brilliant person. Oh, you know him also.
We interviewed him.
Oh, Small world. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my pastor. So one of my mentors also. He really speaks well, but with a heart, of course, with the
Yes.
heart of a missionary, with the heart of compassion. So I was mentored by those people, and I'm really grateful for those opportunities because not everyone can be mentored by someone who are really willing to spend their time with you. It's really
Mm.
important in this kind of generation wherein people will sit down with you and then ask you and then really train you
Mm.
and speak to you from heart to heart. And that's really important. And
Mm.
look at me right now. I have they're happy with me.
Yeah. And so that's an important message we'd like to leave with everybody, that considering how different our backgrounds were,
Yeah.
we ended up doing the same thing
Yeah.
anyway, enjoy doing it, and make money
Yeah.
while doing it. So whether you do it for profit, or whether you do it for a congregation, as long as you have the gift of gab and the willingness to hone your craft at it, you can be as successful as Malvin over here. So, Malvin, thank you so much for
Thank you
giving
so
us your
much for
time.
having me. It's my pleasure.
How do people reach you? Are you on
I'm
Facebook?
Instagram and Facebook. You just find my name, Malvin Dinlasan, so you'll find.
There you go.
And of
So
course in LinkedIn.
do reach out to him, and
Yeah.
if you like what you heard, leave comments. We love to
Yeah.
read them. And click like, share, and subscribe. And so, with that, we'd like to remind everybody that learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day.